So a lot of expats, yes, you guys get fooled because of faulty marketing. There's been a heavy push historically to go towards Panama. Now, Panama charges you golden visa style fees, right? You're looking at 200K for friendly nations visa passport or 300K for a normal passport. When you compare and contrast that with the best residency in Latin America, this option loses big time. I'm going to prove that to you. And I'm talking about the comparison between Panama on one side and Uruguay direct permanent residency on the other side. Now, the marketing people make a lot of money, make a lot of commissions when they sell Panama. Of course, common sense, and they try to pitch that this is a big tax solution in place and you're going to get a territorial tax system and you're going to pay zero taxes and all that kind of crap. Now, while that's theoretically true, look at the price that you're paying, look at the affordability, look at the costs. They use the US dollar as the main currency, but that comes at a price, that comes at a premium. The entry point itself is 300K, so a lot of money, that much money almost. You can get a passport. You can get a passport in Egypt for buying your own real estate. You can get a passport in Turkey for buying 400K worth of real estate. In Panama, all that you get is a residency. In Uruguay, there is the permanent residency for the grabs minus the golden visa fees. It's free. And when I say free, I mean almost free. There's no golden visa fees as such. There's no 200, 300 or 500K. Although I feel the Uruguay option is better than the Panama option. So Uruguay should be 500K in investment in the country. But currently there is zero. You don't invest anything. And you show your active salary, peanuts, most of you watching, yes, you watching, on $1,200 a month through passive or active sources through your job, whatever type of income you show them, and you get the direct permanent residency. You can't compare this with Panama at all. This is a direct permanent residency. I'm going to discuss the tax advantages, compare that with Panama, and so on and so forth. But before we deep dive in this comparison, if you're new to this channel, please take a look at your subscription, and if you aren't yet subscribed, please turn that on. That helps this channel grow. It also helps me keep you updated with any breaking news on time. All right, now let's do a direct head-on comparison, Panama versus Uruguay. What do you need in Panama? What do you need in Uruguay? Why Uruguay's $1,200 monthly income route beats Panama's 300K in real estate lock-in? Of course, that's self-explanatory. If you're moving to Panama, either you're opening up a company, and for people who want to open up a company and go through the bureaucracy, that's fine. Panama has become highly bureaucratic. Yes, historically, before the Panama Papers, before the leaks, yes, it used to be a loose jurisdiction where there was more flexibility. But since then, since all the limelight and the spotlight that Panama got, and the attention, the special attention it got from the West, from the US, from the EU, now that screws are tightened a bit too much, I feel. So on paper, yes, it's that tax haven, but in reality, the bureaucracy, the affordability, the entry point, and all of that has been jacked up Caribbean style. First, obviously, Panama got shut down, and now recently Caribbeans were nicely selling the passports at 100K or 150, between 100 and 150K, mostly 100K. But since the screws have been tightened there, the prices have gone up to 300K. Now they are in line with Panama. So in Panama, of course, you're shelling a lot of money. So if you're doing the company formation, you're dealing with the bureaucracy. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you're just looking for a residency in Panama. You park 300K in real estate. A lot of people can afford it, but they don't necessarily want to deal with Panama. There's several sort of compliance requirements that come with that type of investment. And seasoned investors know what exactly I'm talking about. Having a piece of real estate in a country that you don't really want to have it in is a nightmare for most people. And if you compare that with Uruguay, Uruguay is asking for none. It's only asking you to show your monthly salary. Now let's do a head-on comparison, head-to-head comparison of Panama versus Uruguay. Minimum investment, as I said, we are comparing the 300K in property directly to 0 USD. of investment required. So no golden visa fee, no commissions, nothing. You're only paying for lawyer fees and the program fees. Of course, if you're going to use a provider, you're going to pay for their service fees, you're going to pay for your accommodation, you're going to pay for your flight fees and all that kind of stuff, but you're not paying any money to the government in donation or extra golden visa fees. You're simply doing the nominal application fees, which are mostly covered as part of our service fees anyways. The second one is the monthly income proof. Here in Panama, you're not required because, of course, you're shelling out $300K in properties, so you don't have to show anything monthly. In Uruguay, you're showing $1,200 a month. It could be active or passive, it does not matter. Any type of income qualifies. Our team works with you, our attorney works with you to create that letter, draft that letter which shows your monthly income, and you are good to go. Transaction and holding fees. Now with Panama, it's high because you're looking at property transfer taxes, legal fees, HOAs. HOAs are those monthly maintenance recurring fees that you're looking at paying with Panama. So the expenditure or bleeding of money doesn't just stop at purchasing the real estate. It continues in future because you're incurring all these costs. In Uruguay, this is virtually free. The nominal government filing fees apply. So literally it's a next to free option when you compare that with Panama. Capital opportunity cost, loss of yield on the locked $300K cash. Now, a lot of people, when I talk to them, they say instead of parking $300K in a dead investment, if I use $300K my way, then I could earn double or triple. So maybe you could make it into $1 million in the next 3 or 5 years. But here in Panama, you're locking it in a real estate. So of course, you're looking at a huge or a steep opportunity cost. And this depends from person to person. When you compare that with Uruguay, your capital is 100% free to invest globally. It's not tying a single penny in Uruguay. You're happily spending your money elsewhere. I know we are comparing these two options, but there's hardly any comparison between these two options. Freedom and stability index, moderate stability, high traffic. So Panama has a lot of clutter. A lot of people from everywhere exist in Panama doing different kind of things. So of course, you're going to have high traffic. When you look at Uruguay, it's the #1 in Latin America for safety and democracy. So it's a safe, beautiful jurisdiction. You and your family, it's tailor-made and designed for families to keep them safe. And of course, in Uruguay, looking at a 3-year time frame to citizenship. When you compare that with Panama, you're looking at 5. Panamanian citizenship is uncertain. Uruguayan citizenship is highly streamlined. So you aren't really comparing anything there. Although we're doing a head-to-head comparison, there's hardly anything to compare. The focus is not Panama. The focus is clearly Uruguay. And in Uruguay, you're looking at the main thing over here is the $1,200 of monthly income. Most of you watching earn $1,200 a month, so you are already eligible to start this. At any point in time you are interested in pulling the trigger and starting this is the right time to start. You sit and wait, and this becomes a $500K in golden visa fee opportunity. Then you don't want to sit and cry the rest of your life that you missed out on a direct permanent residency, a paper permanent residency. It cannot get better than that. You have one of the best countries in the world, one of the safest countries in the world. You have the Switzerland of Latin America for the grabs. It's an almost free option. So I don't want to keep going on. You get the point. And if you are interested, you know what to do. Click the link. We can have a quick chat, discuss if you are the right fit for this program, and immediately get you started with our team. Before the big change over here, before the appointments were fairly quick, fairly straightforward, but since our team has started working on this, the appointments are now slightly going in future. So you're looking at a month or a couple of months out. So that's the time it'll take for you to grab your appointment. So the right time to grab that appointment is now, while we wait on your documentation. And it's a 3-day process, right? The initial trip is 3 days. You enter Montevideo, we spend the 3 days, and then off you go. And then once you get your final approval, the final permanent residency, once you have that card in hand, you're looking at entering once in every 3 years. It's a very flexible permanent residency. So when you preserve 100% of your capital here, instead of locking the $300K in the Panamanian real estate, let's say you want to park $300K elsewhere, you make more money, you make a ton of money using your own capital. Uruguay is free anyways, so it's a great option to consider. Finally, why Uruguay is the strategic winner on 3 points, 3 main points. Capital freedom, you don't fall into the real estate trap. Keeping your money liquid in standard yielding assets generates more returns than the slow moving Latin American property markets. Second is the institutional grade permanent residency. Uruguay is the Switzerland of the South. It boasts the highest safety, transparency, and civil liberty ratings in the entire region, and this is miles ahead of Panama, obviously. And then finally, here's where the magic happens. Everyone thinks, okay, they're going to get tax advantages in Panama, that's why they're going there. Not really. You have a 10-year tax holiday here. New residents enjoy an outstanding 10-year foreign income tax holiday, no taxes on foreign source dividends, capital gains, or active remote salaries. Now, what happens after the 10 years is over? Most of our clients usually go for the package, which is Paraguay and Uruguay on the same trip. So initially you do Uruguay, complete the process. Paraguay is an instant appointment, right? So we directly go to immigration. You spend 2 days in Asunción, so it's a 5-day trip. 3 days in Montevideo, 2 days in Asunción. You knock off Uruguay PR, you add a Paraguay TRC. You have this solution in your back pocket. Now, the Paraguay tax residency can be triggered by opening a company and paying the VAT per month. Either you run that or do the 120 days of physical presence in Paraguay, so you can trigger the territorial tax residency there, or you can simply use the 10-year tax holiday in Uruguay. And then once the 10 years is a long time, we can talk about what we want to do after 10 years. But the point is, you also have Paraguay in the mix in case you wanted to maintain your territorial status. And as I said, if you're looking to do both Paraguay and Uruguay on the same trip, you can always reach us. We can have a quick chat and hook you up with our team in both jurisdictions, and we can get you started with the option of your choice. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you go, and catch you in the next one.